Hello students, we all use nouns in our day-to-day life, and in nouns there are some things we have to take care of. And today we'll deal with section 1 grammar, in that determiners. In determiners there are at first words placed in front of nouns to clarify the meanings. Each and every word has something to clarify for their meaning, and determiners are there to clarify the meanings of the noun. At the same time, determiners indicates the exactness of a noun. In determiners there are two parts. First one is article, then some, both, any, then all, no, each, every, none, much, many, few, a few, little, a little. So articles carry a and the, and at the same time some, both, any, all, no, each, every, none, much, many, a few, little, a little. All these are adjectives of quantity and number. Now we will do all the adjectives and all the determiners one by one. First we'll deal with articles. Articles have there are two types of articles. First type of article is indefinite article, and second type of article is definite article. In indefinite article also we have two types, a and an. In definite article we have only one, the. How shall we use a and an article? Article a is used before a word which begins with a consonant sound and not the spelling. Now what is consonant sound? K, kh, l, all these are consonant sounds, but we should take care that these sounds are not of the spelling, they are of the pronunciation. For example, a banana, a horse, a one-day match, a university, a useful animal, etc. Here a useful animal is there. In the spelling u is there, but the pronunciation is y, and y is a consonant, so we will use a before useful animal. Then we will see how to use an article. Article an is used before a word which begins with a vowel sound and not in the spelling. Vowel sounds are a, e, I, o, etc. For example, an apple, an honest man, an R, an ME student, an ST bus. Here also ME student, the spelling starts with M. M is not the pronunciation, M is the pronunciation, and that's why we will put N before ME student, and we will put N before ST, bus 10. Use a or an, the indefinite article, with singular count nouns to express a general meaning. Whenever we have to explain anything in general, we can say a or an before a noun. For example, there is a diary, there is a book, there is a pen drive, etc. So whenever we use a article or an article in any general nouns, there we will not use the article because we are not specified with anything, but we are talking in general. For example, I bought a book last night. Here we are not very sure which is the book, so we can say that I bought a book. Any book can be there. Use a or an when the thing you are referring to is not specific and the reader does not know what you are referring to. When the reader or the listener is not very much sure that about what thing you are speaking to, there we have to use a or an article. For example, you should bring an umbrella. Here nothing is specified whether the umbrella is big, whether the umbrella is small, whether the umbrella is of red color, white color, black color, etc. It doesn't matter which umbrella you bring, but it is just said that you should bring any umbrella. An uncountable noun usually cannot go with a or an. Now let me tell you one thing. What is uncountable nouns? Any nouns that are not counted, they are uncountable nouns. For example, money, for example, water, for example, milk, for example, homework, etc. Here the example is given. For example, homework takes a lot of my time. Homework is uncountable nouns, so it will not carry a on an article. It is not written in any way that a homework takes a lot of my time. This is incorrect sentence. No article is used with plural count nouns and uncountable nouns to express general meaning. At the same time, a or an article is not used with plural nouns. A or an article always are used with singular nouns only. I can say a movie is my favorite way to relax, but we cannot say movies are or a movies are my favorite way to relax. That is an incorrect sentence. We'll always use a or an article with singular nouns only. I think that honesty is important. Honesty again is uncountable noun, so no a or an article will be used with this. The is a definite article and it is used to express a specific meaning with all three kinds of nouns. It can be used with singular, it can be used with plural, at the same time it can be used with uncountable nouns. But one thing is very sure, that when we use the article, we are very much sure, or we are very much definite about the noun about which we are talking to. For example, the assignment of English subject is interesting. Now here we are not talking about any subject's assignment, but we are here talking about English subject's assignment only. That's why we use the assignment of English is interesting. At the same time, the door was closed. The trains are often crowded at the festival time. He gave us the information that we needed. Last two examples are, third example is of plural and fourth example is of uncountable nouns. But here we are very much sure, or here we are very much definite about the noun. That's why we use the with these nouns. At the same time, definite article the can be used with in so many ways. For example, the definite article is used with superlative nouns. For example, the best, the cheapest, the most, the least, etc. For example, he is the fastest runner who has finished in 10 minutes. Here we are not talking about any other runner, but we are talking about the person who is the fastest runner in the crowd. The article is used with cardinal numbers. Now cardinal numbers are the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the 10th, the 20th, the 100th, etc. For example, I didn't understand the second question. There are so many questions put in front of you, but it is very clear that you don't understand second question only. The article also is used with the same. She made the same mistake as I did. At the same time, the article is used with many names of rivers, seas, oceans, mountain ranges, deserts, islands, etc. For example, the Ganga, the Himalaya, the Arabian Sea, the Maldives, these are the names under this category. At the same time, the article is used with superlative. For example, the best, the most, important, before a common noun that represents the whole class. For example, the dog is a faithful animal. At the same time, the teachers are very loyal to their students. Here we are not talking about only one teacher, but here we are talking about the whole community of teacher. The Indians are fond of festivals. Here we are talking about all the Indian people. That's why the Indian represents the whole class, the teacher represents the whole class. That's why the is used in front of the teacher, at the same time in front of the Indian. Now we'll go forward with other articles of numbers and quantity. We'll begin with some and any. Now, as and when we say some, then it reflects some positive sense. For example, there is some water in the glass. There are some books in my hand. So at least there is something to say. That's why whenever we use some, we gives some positive sense. Some and any both are used for countables as well as uncountables to show indefinite quantity. Whenever we say some, there something is there, but how many, how much, we are not very sure. That's why it indicates some indefinite quantity. For example, generally some is used in affirmative sentences and any is used in negative and interrogative sentences. Some always or majorly used in affirmative sentences. Any is used in negative, at the same time interrogative sentences. Now we'll see some examples of this. For example, I want some books for my reference. So there may be so many books in your hand, but you will need only some books that are useful as your reference. That's why you say you will want, or I want some books for my reference. He needs some time to prepare for the exam. Next is there any policeman at the park? There isn't any student in the class. Now in these two last examples, in interrogative sentence, is there any policeman in the park? If we ask such question, the answer always is no. No, there are no policemen, or there is no policeman in the park. At the same time, in negative sentences, there is not any student in the class. If the question is asked, is there any student in the class? So the answer is there is no any student in the class. Do you have any idea about this matter? The answer may be, or answer is, I don't have any idea about this matter. There is not any milk in the glass. See, there is some water in the glass, but if I drink this water, is there any water in the glass? The answer will be there is no water in the glass. That's why any is used in interrogative sentences, at the same time negative sentences. Then we'll see the example of some. So this is a picture of some flowers. There are some flowers in this world which are of yellow color. So we can say the sentence in this way: some flowers are of yellow color. Now we'll go forward with other ones: both, all, and no. Both is used to indicate uncountables only, especially to indicate two things. When we say both, then we are not referring to some, we are not referring to all, but we are referring to only two things. For example, earlier I have said there are some books in my hand, but in these books only both the books are of Gujarati language. So I am here talking about only two books and not all the books. That's why both the books are of Gujarati language. Both the friends are very intimate. Both the girls have worn yellow t-shirts. Both friends are going to Australia for the study, etc., etc., etc. Where we say both, we are referring to only two things, two person or two places, and not all or some. All and no are used with countables as well as uncountables. For example, all the tulips are yellow. Here, this is the picture of tulip flower, and all the tulip flowers are of yellow color. There is no petrol left in the tank. In first example, with all, tulips are countable nouns. In the second example, with no, petrol is uncountable. We can say that no tulip flowers are of red color. So no also is used with countables. At the same time, all the petrol is not found in this tank. All the petrol is left in this tank. Now we'll go forward with all and no. All the flowers are of yellow color. There are no flower of red color. Both the books are of English. Both the birds are beautiful. Here is the picture of beautiful birds. Both the birds are beautiful. Then we'll go forward with each, every, and none. Each and every used to indicate one of the number or thing or a person. There is one marginal difference